Hi Emily, it's Mr. Goyette. Just wanted to get back to you about Unit 4, Assignment 3, an assignment that we had skipped over, I had skipped over in our video reviews. Let's go ahead and look on page 689 if you have your textbook out. Go ahead and turn to 689. There you'll see Chapter 24, The Nation at War. And we're going to look at the sinking of the Lusitania there. Right away, I ask you to take a look at the advertisement that the Germans took out in the New York World. And let's read that together. Travelers intending to embark on the Atlantic voyage are reminded that a state of war exists between Germany and her allies, and Great Britain and her allies. That the war zone of the zone of war includes the waters adjacent to the British Isles. That in accordance with formal notice given by the Imperial German government, vessels flying the flag of Great Britain or any of her allies are liable to destruction in those waters, and that travelers sailing in the war zone on ships of Great Britain or her allies do so at their own risk. So this is the ad that was taken out in the New York World on May 1st, 1915. Number two, aside from the passengers, what did the Lusitania have on board? A load of ammunition, page 689. And you'll also need to see there that this is important because this was the rationale for the Germans using their U-boats to take down these passenger liners. The idea was that these passenger liners were being used also to traffic arms, so this is one of the reasons they were targeting these passenger liners, such as the Lusitania. Who were some of the most famous passengers on the ship? Vanderbilt, Charles Frohman, Elbert Hubbard, among others. Germany responded, number 4, how did Germany respond to the naval blockade? Germany responded to the naval blockade by declaring the sea around the British Isles a war zone, and all enemy vessels, armed or unarmed, were at risk. Now remember, the United States is trying to stay out of World War I. Wilson has won on a platform of isolationism, of neutrality, and that is being questioned right now as one former president, Theodore Roosevelt, is screaming to do something about the Germans. Wilson is staying true to his platform as president and trying to stay out of the fray. Nonetheless, what did the President Wilson do on February 10th, 1915? On this day, President Wilson warned Germany of its strict accountability for any American losses resulting from U-boat attacks. 689. Number 6, did the ship take measures to avoid the U-boats? As a ship, let's see, the ship took absolutely no measure to avoid U-boats. It just sailed straight through. How many people perished in the sinking ship? The ship sunk, nearly 1,200 people died, including 128 Americans. Let's see. How did most Americans and President Wilson respond to the sinking of Lusitania? Most Americans and President Wilson responded to the sinking of the ship by still waiting, or still wanting to stay out of the war. Like Wilson, they hoped negotiations could solve the problem. Remember, as I just stated, Wilson ran on a position of neutrality, sticking to the no foreign entanglements mantra that was echoed all the way back to Washington himself. So this position was, staying out of European affairs was not a new one. And let's see, 39 seconds. What did the notes that Wilson sent to Germany after the disaster request? Germany asked the U-boat commanders not to sink passenger liners. And on number 9, the notes requested that Germany change their policy regarding unrestricted submarine warfare. Look at number 11. Explain the importance of the British liner Arabic. After the British liner Arabic was mistakenly sunk and killing 2 Americans, Germany took the Arabic pledge and promised that U-boats would stop and warn liners. Finally, on 12, trade and travel tied the world together, and Americans no longer were safe